You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, August 14th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story today is from investing.com. It's the top 5 things to know in the market on Tuesday. The first thing to know is the Turkish lira roars out of a rout. The Turkish lira rallied as the currency found its footing following 2 days of intense selling, after the country's central bank pledged to provide liquidity in response to a meltdown which has unsettled global markets. Investors were also comforted by the news that Finance Minister Berat Albayrak would hold a conference call with investors from the U.S., Europe, and the Middle East on Thursday, his first since assuming the post almost 2 months ago. The lira rose by as much as 8% to 6.4172 against the dollar, before pulling back slightly to 6.544, still up 5% for the day. Second thing to know is global stocks rise as the Turkish crisis eases. In equities, global stocks were higher as investors cautiously returned to risk markets amidst a stabilization in Turkey's current crisis. On Wall Street, U.S. stocks futures looked set to open higher. Third thing to know today is Home Depot reports earnings. As earnings season draws to a close, Home Depot is one of the last notable names slated to report fiscal first quarter results before U.S. markets open. The home improvement retailer reported earnings of $3.05 a share on revenue of $30.46 billion. That compared with earnings per share of $2.84 and revenue of $30 billion even, pulled by analysts. Our fourth thing to know today is the dollar holds near a 13-month peak. Away from equities, the U.S. dollar was a touch firmer, holding near its best level since June 2017. The U.S. dollar index, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, was up 0.1% to 96.23, after climbing to a 13-month high of 96.39 on Monday. The yen was lower against the dollar, with the U.S. Japanese yen rising to 111, off a 1.5-month low of 110.10, touched on Monday. The euro dipped to 113.95 against the dollar, within sight of a 13-month low of 113.65, touched on Monday. Fifth thing to know today is Bitcoin dips below 6,000 amid cryptocurrency sell-off. Cryptocurrencies plunged, with Bitcoin tumbling below 6,000 for the first time since June. The world's most valuable digital currency was down around 7%, or $450, at $6,025.70 USD on the Bitfinex exchange, after falling to as low as $5,858.60 a level last seen on June 29. Rival tokens also fell. The second thing to know today, the second story today is from MarketWatch.com. NVIDIA officially announces the first products with new Turing graphics technology. NVIDIA Corp announced the first products containing a long-awaited new generation of graphics technology late Monday, upgrading it from its Pascal architecture first released in 2016. Late Monday, Jensen Huang, the chief executive of NVIDIA, announced the rollout of the company's first chipsets based on its Turing architecture, which will be in a line of products meant for use in designing games and other content. Many analysts had expected NVIDIA to make the announcement at the Gamescom 2018 Expo in Germany later this month, after NVIDIA had teased it would announce some spectacular surprises. Huang could still announce cards meant for gamers at that event. Our third story today is from MarketWatch.com again. Gold edges higher as Turkey turmoil fades. A respite for the hard-hit Turkish lira was accompanied by a small gain for gold futures early Tuesday, as the US dollar gave back some of its recent gains. December gold futures rose $2.90 or 0.2% to $1,101.80 an ounce, while September silver was up 4.3 cents or 0.3% to $15.25 an ounce. Gold, $15.02 an ounce. The gold ended at a roughly 1.5-year low, as we mentioned in the previous article, and below the psychologically important $1,200 level on Monday, as Turkey's currency crisis saw investors continue to seek safety in the US dollar. Greenback strength, meanwhile, trumped the haven appeal for the yellow metal. A stronger dollar can be a negative for commodities priced in the currency, making them more expensive in other currency terms. Our final story today is from CNBC.com. Import prices were flat in July, suggesting a stronger dollar kept inflation pressures in check. U.S. import prices were unexpectedly flat in July, as a surge in the cost of fuels was offset by weak prices elsewhere, suggesting a strong dollar was keeping imported inflation pressures in check. The Labor Department said on Tuesday the unchanged reading in import prices last month followed an upwardly revised 0.1% drop in June. Import prices were previously reported to have declined 0.4% in June. Economists polled by Reuters had forecast import prices gaining 0.1% in July. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, Tuesday, August 14th, 2018. Your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Trade smart and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.